All right, another day, another podcast, and I'm another bad bowel movement. That happened. I had mashed potatoes yesterday. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep trying to be happy? I should know better. My diet should consist of beets, grass, and tears. That's all I can digest anymore. So, I'm struggling here. Just have not been happy with anything I've been writing lately. Here's the thing. I feel like I was listening to one of the podcasts, and this notion came up. Well, you know what, I'll tell you. I was listening to the WTF podcast with Louis C.K. It's interesting. Just now, I almost didn't say what the podcast was, because I'm afraid to admit I was listening to that podcast because of everything that's going on with Louis C.K. So the fact that I'm even listening to the podcast, I'm terrified to admit that, which is on many levels ridiculous because it's a podcast. It's not, nothing's happening. I'm not doing anything wrong. And yet, for some reason, because I'm listening to the podcast with Louis C.K. in it, who has had these serious problems, what's my fear? What's my fear, Josh? What are you afraid is going to happen? That I don't know. That I'm going to be charged as an accessory? Why am I neurotic about this? So, but anyway, in the podcast, Louis C.K. was talking about watching an interview with Jackie Gleason and how Jackie Gleason was describing the importance of the audience, that the audience tells you what's funny and what's not funny. The audience tells you how to play the scene. And that really stuck with me because the more and more I keep doing this and the more I get up, the more and more the audience is telling me that they want to hear more about my misery, and they're not particularly interested in me trying to show them how smart I am. They're not interested in me giving a political opinion. They're not interested in me even really necessarily being observational. They just want misery. And I keep fighting it. And I keep trying to say, well, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I want to say. I want to make hilarious comedic points that also change the world. And they're saying, no, tell us more about your IBS. Tell us more. Tell us more about how you went on a date with a girl and the first thing out of your mouth was, I'm only interested in a sexual relationship. That was the first thing out of my mouth. That is how the date started. That is how it started. There have been police cars and helicopters over my neighborhood all night. All night. Just flying over and looking. I think something bad went down. So naturally, I'm making it about me. I can't believe they're flying this helicopter up there. And my stomach feels terrible. Terrible right now. And I'm terrified that it's something serious. Because it's just been chronic. I can't poop well. It's one or the other. It's constipation or it's diarrhea, or it's constipated diarrhea. Why am I even going into this? This is why I'm single. These are the things I talk, I have nothing else to talk about. I don't do anything. And the older I get, the harder it is to talk to people. The harder it is to have a conversation. Because I just keep thinking, this is taking too much time. You don't care about me. I don't care about you. Must we? And yet at the same time, I'm not supposed to isolate. I don't want to isolate. Recent conversation with my mother. She says, hey, you don't like to be alone. You like to be with people. I like to be alone. You like to be with people. And I do. Certain people at certain times. And then there's the whole being in a relationship thing, which I've never done, really. Never been in a long-term relationship, ever. It terrifies me. It terrifies me. To be with the same person day in and day out. Sooner or later, it's not going to go well. I just don't foresee any kind of situation where I'm in any kind of... Never in my life have I been with anybody who at some point or another I got to get away. And it's not other people. I recognize I'm the one with the problem. I recognize that. I am the one with the problem. I get that. I get that 100%. I read you 100%. I am the one with the problem. I get that. But as a result, I think it's wise for me. I'm in the middle of making a right turn. I hate this intersection so much. I hate it. There's too much going on. There's people walking. There's all these bike lanes. Here's a confession. There's a small part of me that kind of wants scientists to say, hey, there's no hope. There's no point of return. The environment's fucked. There's nothing we can do about it. Just so then we could all say, okay, so that means we can not have to ride bikes anymore. Everyone can drive. We can eat steak. We can just take long hot showers. There's a small part of me that kind of wants that to happen. Oh, there's no help anyway? All right, well, let's do it. Let's party. I'm looking. There's a tire place, and they have on the sign that little light that goes on my car when one of the tires is low, and that light pisses me off because it doesn't tell me which tire. You could have 4 lights, so I know which tire. How does it not know which tire? Is that the latest? Do I need to get the latest model to tell me which tire? I like that this car thinks I have the skills to be able to look and see which tire looks low. I don't know. Help me, car. Help me. I'm also realizing that if the audience wants me to be miserable, then I have to be miserable. That if I'm covering up my emotions, if I'm going up there and there's, and I'm not being emotionally present in the moment, it won't work as well. So if I'm not being present, because it's interesting. Last night, the first part, I was present and emotionally available. And then the second part, I tried to go into something I had written. And so then it became not connected. Glad I'm figuring this out now instead of on stage where it was useful. But that seems to be the journey for me. That seems to be what the universe wants me to get to. Vulnerability and emotional truth. That's what the universe is telling me I need to go deal with. It's too bad I don't live in a universe, maybe in a parallel universe, the universe is saying, all right, stop crying, please. Detach. Can we get some detachment here? And actually, this makes sense, because in life, so often I really feel like I have to bite down on what I'm actually feeling when I'm around other people. That's what makes it so tiring to be around other people, is I have to lie. People don't want me to be me. People don't want to hang out with me. The real me. That's my theory. Because the real me is a petulant child. And I can't let that be. Still worried about my stomach. It's just it's not feeling any better. Sometimes food helps. Maybe it's an ulcer. I don't know. I'll tell you what I don't want to do is I don't want to go to the doctor. Because they'll go, You know what else happened yesterday? I had bread. That's why this is happening to me today. I just can't win anymore. I can't even lose myself in bread anymore. What kind of life is that? No bread? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I think I also got really stressed last night. You know what? The stress, it's probably the stress more than anything that is causing my bowels to do this. That's what it is. It's the stress. I need to stop worrying. I need to relax. You should take a vacation, Josh. You should take a vacation. I don't relax on vacations. Is that true? Is that true? What don't I do? I mean, at moments I do. I worry about other things. I worry about different things. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't even take. You should take. And then what do you mean take a vacation? Sit at home? That's what it means with me right now. I mean, I can't afford to take an actual. I can't afford to go to Japan, and do travel. So it would be sitting at home. So that doesn't sound good. That does not sound good to me. Does not sound good at all. But what does sound good, I'll tell you what sounds good. This is the other thing that I love and hate about stand-up. That once I think I've got it figured out, I don't. As soon as I say, yeah, I got this, I don't got it. So now I always want to say I've never got it. And hope to God it's there. And proceed to be stressed out. That's how I like to operate. Truly, that is how I like to operate. You know, it never gets old. There's this liquor store. It's called Liquor. U-M. And it's my favorite name of any store I've ever seen. Liquor. What should we name the store? Liquor. I don't know if it I hope it doesn't stand for something. I hope that it's not... I don't know, maybe it's a word in a different language. I hope it's not. I hope it's I hope it's... I can't think of a better title. I really hope that's what that store is called. God, I hope that's what it's called. Well, I'm feeling like I'm accomplishing a lot here. Why do I feel that way, Josh? Well, that Louis C.K. realization, that was yes, because it was a realization. It's seeing it. Maybe that's my favorite kind. That's where I laugh, is when I see what's already happening that's ridiculous. Instead of me trying to invent something that's ridiculous, I see what's already there. The fact that I'm feeling guilty over listening to a podcast with Louis C.K. I can't get over that. That now I need to apologize to women because I listened to that podcast. And that's how I feel. I need to apologize. Like, I shouldn't even be... I don't know if this helps. It was on YouTube, so it's pirated. I didn't pay for it. So, yeah. But that's what I do. I will find a way to feel guilty. I will always find a way to feel guilty. To the point where I have to stop myself and go, Josh, you didn't do anything. What are you doing? I've heard other people talk about this, but like a police car drives by and I go, oh, what did I do? I did something. I know. What did I do? I did it. It's me. I did it. Totes. Did I just say totes? Yes, I did. I'm also really starting to feel older. I don't want to say old, but, you know, I see teenagers and I feel farther and farther away. And whenever I hear a new slang word, like I heard this new one now that, oh, if someone's attractive, they're a snack. But now that's out. So it's to the point where I'm hearing about slang words, I'm hearing about new slang words after they're already old. That is how out of touch with the world I am. Well, I had a good time. You know, hopefully you did too. I think we really accomplished something here. I don't know if anyone's listening, but if you are, good. And, treat yourself this weekend.